Um, uh, Not the scene I waited for, because I thought it would be more easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. It's hard. Took me 2 years, 6 hours each weekend, right? So you can count 6 hours per week multiplied by 2 years to become fluent. So yeah, it's a huge investment of time.
300 hours. It's not
Yeah.
too much. As I know, for each level of English, you have to spend about 700.
700 hours. Uh-huh. Okay. Need to measure this.
It's not like more like 300 hours, but you're right. If you spend 700 hours, then for sure you got it covered. Yeah.
Okay, we have 25 participants, including bots.
Including bots. So today you are allowed to join bots to our session, yeah?
Secure recording per teammate. The only reason why I allow bots to join is just because I'm curious about what's new in AI for.
By the way, yeah. Actually, I prepared the presentation on presentation AI, and I spent 1 hour, for this presentation.
We discussed it. I thought it would take him about 5 minutes, but
for now, it's not so a good level of technologies, I think. But in the future, maybe you can just say, I would like the presentation about some risk management, and it will properly to prepare all content. But for now, I had to work with the ChatGPTs and to clear it, then to add some practices and so on. And after this, to create the structure, and after that, just use this tool. So actually, I used ChatGPT and presentation AI. Yeah.
Only two tools.
Only two tools. Yeah.
And by the way, in comparison, which tool did you use the most for this presentation?
Most, I would say, ChatGPT. I think, yeah.
About 52%. Yeah.
52%. You're trying to measure everything, yeah.
Of course. I love statistics. I love analytics. I love everything that could be measured, valued, and estimated. So then it could be planned. Okay, we have 33. I think we can start. Maybe someone will join us. Okay, we'll start from introducing ourselves. Here, Sergey Poznakos is a project manager with great, amazing technical background. He knows very many details, interesting technical solutions and tools. So if you want to dig deeper into something, you can ask Sergey and he will help you. Daria is our new superstar on PM Coffee Time. She's also experienced project manager with deep knowledge and a lot of different certificates. Actually, I don't know every one of them. PMP is the first, of course. She is PMP certified professional, and I am the project manager with more than 10 years of experience without any certificates.
Premium deep project manager.
Yeah, I'm just premium delivery manager now. So, okay, and as for you, I think you are the people who interested in project management, in risk management, and maybe in participating in meetings that are held in English. I hope you will join us in discussions. You will share your questions, and we will discover some interesting situations, and we will see. Okay, I want us.
And by the way, this is our first English session.
Yeah, it's our first experience, so we will learn on you. We will experiment on you, by you, with you. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. What is it, Daria?
It's my LinkedIn, just in case people are interested
Yeah, okay.
who I am, because that's my first time here.
A minute of advertisement. Daria shared her LinkedIn profile. Feel free to join and add her to contacts. Sergey, maybe you share your YouTube channel. Oh yeah, your YouTube channel is already here.
You mean the YouTube channel? Okay, I can share.
Oh, everything you want to share with our participants.
Yes.
I won't share anything. I don't want.
But you have a Telegram, and I said.
Yeah, I have a Telegram channel. I have an interesting LinkedIn profile, but who is interested will find me. I want to check your motivation. Okay, so our agenda is first we will take a look at Sergey's presentation and discuss the basics. Then I hope you'll have a few questions. I think maybe for 5 or 10 minutes. Then we will switch to Daria's speech. She will tell us about what, Daria?
About our key topic, the risk management, right? We can cover some practical aspects.
Yeah, cool. Okay, and we will finish with also practical cases, and I will share my risk management template, and I will show how to use it in practical way. Okay, let's start from
way to use it.
Oh, by the way, in the end or at the end, we will have a quiz to check our knowledge, to check how did you learn the material. So get ready and learn hard.
Actually, engagement it's a really good point for learning. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
So I would say that Kolya is a master of engagement based on my experience. So yeah, let's get started. And by the way, let's agree that you can interrupt me, ask the questions, and Daria and Kolya, please add your thoughts based on the slides that you see. Yeah, and let's get started then.
Of course. Go on.
So 1 moment, I'm just checking if everything is working fine. I hope. So first of all, we need to understand what does it mean risks. Risks at something that can happen during our project and can somehow affect it. And risks can be negative and positive. And what's important in risk management, it allows us to have possibility to manage it somehow. We will discuss it a little bit further. And in this case, to increase the chance that your project will complete successfully. Yep. And please, how to say, let me know if I'm too fast, or I'm too slow. So yeah. So here is, you can see a risk management overview process. Every risk has as well some steps. Before you need to risk identification, you need to go to risk identification stage. We will discuss it a little bit further. You cannot control risks, but you can manage them. Yeah, that's definitely good. The next stage, it's risk assessment, during which one you need to understand what is the category and so on, probability and likelihood. Another one, it's risks mitigation. We definitely need to do something with risks, not only just to clarify them and categorize. And another one, it's ongoing process, so that we need to go through the risk management and control stage every time. and we will cover it as well, how it should be communicated. So the first point, it's risk identification. First approach, it's just brainstorm with your team. So you can just arrange the meeting and just think about what can be the risk on your project. And another one, you can involve some professional stakeholders, experts that really has a huge background in risk identification. Yeah, please go ahead, Kolya.
I just curious if somebody used interviews to identify risks, because I usually use only brainstorming, and interviews is something not familiar to me. I think, I suppose that it's a part of process that is on, I don't know, risk manager or business analyst or product manager who is conducting interviews. I just conducted brainstorming sessions, and that's all.
I see Daria wrote, yeah, I use some minutes interviews usually at the beginning of the project. Whoa. I've interviewed stakeholders and previous PMs. Yep. This is one of kind of. And I remember when I was working on the bank project, we really involved experts who are subject matter experts, and they know what can be the risk raised, and that's why we need definitely register it and track it. So yeah, this really such things can be used in your project.
Wait a second. I just wanted to get some feedback from our participants. Is everything clear that we are discussing? That is our speech normal for you? Please react somehow.
Okay, cool.
Looks like okay. Please, if you can if you want us to speak slower or more clear, or maybe you need a translation, feel free.
Yep, let us know, because it's our first time, as I mentioned, and that's why it's really crucial to us to understand your understanding, and your feelings, so that we will be aligned with you.
I think everyone understands it clearly, so your speech is also good, and we don't need any additional feedbacks or so on.
Okay. Thank you, Olena. Thank you.
Okay, Olena is a representative person for all our participants. Thank you very much, Olena.
Thank you. Let's move further. So another stage, it's risk identification tools. Honestly, when I was preparing to this presentation, I didn't use such thing like cause and effective diagram. It's about Fishbone. Somebody heard about this technique? Yep. I see that, reactions. And I never used such technique. I used usually a risk breakdown structure, when you just have a categorization, like, for instance, some technical risks, something will happen with our infrastructure, or with some expertise skills and so on, but never used such things like cause and effective diagrams. And maybe somebody would like to share what does it mean, and some practical cases, how did they use it?
I've seen it, for example, in non-technical projects. For example, when you work in international technical assistance, right, and you're writing like a 5-year project, how experts will be working and supporting reforms or implementing some changes. So non-IT project, non-technical, not construction, not engineering, more like, economic projects, typically in governance, like good governance things, economic governance, social reforms. you would be seeing a lot of that, right? Because you're getting templates from the donors, like from the World Bank, from different countries. And there, yes, exactly as perfectly on your slides, right? You would be mapping out the root causes of the risk and then what the project team will be doing. It's quite helpful. It's super helpful at the beginning of the project when, you need to understand all the things that can happen. So yeah, but I wouldn't do it for an IT project. I think it's an overkill. It's like, it's too much, right? It becomes a really
good point.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Daria. I hope everything is understandable on the slide. Let's proceed further. Another very important stage, it's risk assessment techniques. Yeah, we are talking here is about two categories. It's qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. And first one, as you can see here, and by the way, you can see my cursor. Yeah, qualitative analysis. It's everyone knows it's a probability and impact matrix. Here is, I think it's everything understandable. Yeah, when you just trying to understand which percent will be of probability, and maybe you have some score of impact, how it will impact your project or business itself. Another one, it's risk categorization. As I mentioned, you can categorize your risk by categories. It can be like people management or schedule management or some technical, whatever. And quantitative, it's Monte Carlo simulation, for instance. By the way, if somebody used Monte Carlo simulation, Alexander, I see, Nicola, and that's it, yeah. Okay, Monte Carlo simulation. Nicola or Alexei, yeah, or Alexander. Who can explain this method? Maybe. Or I can explain. Actually, this is, you can use some application, or you can do this with formulas in any spreadsheet. There is a lot of calculations and parameters. And for instance, you can use it in quarter plannings when the team is saying that we will deliver this number of features in 10 sprints. And then you can set, and they need to provide like pessimistic, realistic, and positive, variance. And then you set in these numbers into this Monte Carlo simulation, and it can calculate such a diagram with probability, where you can see that based on their assumptions, probably they will do this not for 10 sprints, probably for 12 sprints, and it has more accuracy. Yeah, and those numbers you can use in.
I can add a little bit. When we built such diagram with my team, it turned out that it was wrong, because our team lied about their possibilities. Okay, they were mistaken. Okay, not lied. They just mistaken.
There's something good about our teams.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Veslav.
It's also called like play cards method. We Joker, project management Joker, or poker.
Poker.
It's the same, no? And all people take put the card with number as they understand. It's hard or easily to make this. Yeah, it's about this.
Vyacheslav, sorry, it's really hard to hear you because maybe a microphone or something like this. You're talking, as far as I understand, about poker, but
playing poker is not related to Monte Carlo simulation. They are not related. It's different processes.
You're about Scrum poker, maybe, when you're playing with story points. Yeah?
Yes, it's not the same. Yes, it's different.
No, it's another technique. Yeah, it's another technique.
Because I think. Okay, sorry.
No problem. This is.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you for
Your
yeah, this is really. We are encouraging everyone to ask questions.
yeah.
This is the way how we are learning.
Your interaction is important. Stay online, please.
Yeah, stay tuned. And just a reminder, Daria, Kolya, please interrupt me if you'd like to share any your thoughts, suggestions.
This is such a perfect presentation, Sergey, that I cannot add anything more. It's like it's so perfect. And to everyone, guys and ladies, if you're preparing for any exams like PMP, PGMP, CAPM, even Prince2 or any other one, this is what you need to learn. Like if you learn what Sergey is teaching, you'll be amazing. You'll rock. You'll nail the exam.
Cool.
So keep listening and keep taking notes.
Thank you, Daria, for such hot, warm words.
Of course.
So let's continue. And the last one, analysis, it's a quantitative analysis as well. It's a decision tree analysis. When you're evaluating different decisions passes and how it can impact them. Another one moment. Risk mitigation strategies. Yeah, and here we are. We did a huge job before this stage, and right now we need to understand how we will be answering on some risks. And here is, as you know, I hope everyone on the call knows such approaches. Yeah, first of all, we can avoid the risks somehow, yeah, by some techniques. And the team usually trying to understand maybe to don't use some technology, for instance, on the project, or exclude some activities to definitely avoid this risk. Another one, it's a transfer. We can transfer this risk to another stakeholder, for instance, or another company, or somehow to do this. So in this case, we are transferring the actions or impact or something like this to another. For instance, yeah, if you're working with a client and this client requesting something from you, you just informing him, and you can transfer those risks from your side to the client side, and the client accepting them, and the client needs somehow to manage them. Sometimes such things happening. Maybe Daria, Kolya, would you like to add something?
Well, I wanted to ask people what you would think is the most typical example of transfer. I can tell you, for example, if the price in the contract is somehow linked to dollar, right? When we are saying that the customer is paying in hryvnia, but the base amount is in dollars. This is how we transfer, for example, the foreign currency risk on the customer, for example. Mm-hmm. Or, sometimes in good times, you could have bought insurance. Insurance is also an example of transfer. As Sergey is saying, you are transferring the risk to another company, which will pay you insurance in case something goes wrong. In ideal world, right? We know that not always it works, but in ideal world.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that we can do transferring in many ways, not only insurance or changing methods. I think that transparent is also when we, for example, choose the technology for our project. We can choose the most reliable and the most stable technology, even if the team has not good expertise in it. But we should better lower the risk if it's crucial, if it's very if it has very high impact. So third-party vendors. I think
something, yeah. for instance?
I think third parties are most likely like mitigation, because it's not the transparent.
It's like Holy War, yeah. You can build by yourself the table, for instance, or you can just hire the people who will be doing this, and if they won't do, they need to do it for free or something like this, so they are taking the risks.
This way you can only manage the financial risks, but you don't meet your deadline, you don't achieve your goal, and for example, reputation risks are still there. You didn't manage them.
Yeah. Another one, it's a mitigation. And for instance, let's play with everyone. Mitigation risks. Which cases can be asking them to do the same? Yeah. So anybody would like to provide some examples of mitigation?
For example, I know that some of our clients hired 2 or more companies to do the same projects in parallel, and this is how they mitigate the risks that they couldn't make in time. For example.
Okay, got it. It's example, and I can bring the example with blackouts. Yeah, scope change can be mitigation. Scope change, yeah, like this. Yeah, when you, for instance, see that one developer moved to vacation, or not vacation, okay, for sick leave, yeah, and right now this risk's activated, and you need to adjust your scope, for instance, yeah, when you have some deadlines and commitments. The problem with electors can be an example. Yeah, when you some companies, in most cases in Ukraine, they are providing some blackout kits and so on. They are allocating some budgets for this. For instance, when I was working in other companies, they provided me with financial support, yeah, to buy the electricity station, yeah. And I know from my friends, a lot of IT companies did the same. So it's like mitigating the risks. Another thing, it's acceptance. Acceptance, when you understand that you just need to accept it. I think the good example can be like a season work or something like this. When you understand that, for instance, during the summer, you won't get the new clients, and you just need to accept it, and that's it. To allocate the budget for your personnel, and know that maybe you need some contingency to keep your business running, something like this. So let's go to the next one. Risk monitoring and control. Yeah, this is really important. It's really important, and this is the last topic, I would say, that needs to be in mind, that we not only finding, analyzing, and trying to do something with them, but it's an ongoing process. And usually we need to have some meetings, and we need to invite some maybe independent reviewers who will audits who can identify risks in your project or business, have some tracking metrics, like percent of the risks that already materialized, for instance, yeah, how many risks we are tracking. And because sometimes people or teams just discovering the risks, but they are not doing anything with monitoring, yeah, and tracking them, and somehow acting. Another one, it's risks registration. We definitely need to use something like I'm using actually a RAID, risks, actions, issues, dependencies, yeah, approach. I have some Excel sheet for this. Maybe somebody has another tool, and you can suggest more flexible software for risk management. So
Google Sheet is the best ever. I don't know anything better.
yeah.
Okay, there are some plugins, some third-party tools that can be used, but usually we just quickly put everything into Excel or
So
Google spreadsheets and work with it.
yeah, like this. And key risks indicators, it's another very important thing when you just indicating some like OKRs, measurements. For instance, identify unsatisfaction of your employees, and then you will have like a percent of employees that are unsatisfied. And if it's reached, for instance, more than 20%, then you need to do something somehow to act. So please read. It's like the reference, and use this presentation like a reference to different sources, and you can investigate by yourself.
I can add that during the retrospective or during the sprint review, it's very useful to calculate the results of the sprint, amount of bugs, amount of time actually used for the task, for the CI/CD process, for the merging, and everything else. So that's how we can analyze those risks regarding the development process. And the same with design, testing, requirement preparation, reporting, analyzing, planning. Everything can be measured and analyzed.
Not use judgment, use facts. And this should be measurable. Another very important thing is risk communication, because it's not enough just to collect them and doing something by your own, and you are usually working in some environment, and that's why it's really important to communicate them. First of all, it's what is the process of managing positive sides of the risk? What is the process? Actually, it's the same. For instance, we unexpectedly gain more revenue or something like this, or there is some opportunity. You can just convert risks into opportunities. Just very important things: risks converting into issues or opportunities.
Another good example is when your third-party provider starts providing their services for free, for example. We didn't expect, but it became free, and your revenue increased just because something is free now.
Yep. So first of all, stakeholder meetings. You need to have some regular meetings with your stakeholders, who are participating in this risk management and who has impact. Another one, it's risk reports. You need to have some process when you're reporting it and tracking it, actually. And about tracking, it's a clear documentation. Somewhere you need to store it and share with all stakeholders, so everyone can update and track your risk registry. And another one, it's communication plan. It's a plan how you are going to communicate the risks between your people, because for instance, you have some risks, but you are not telling about this, or you're just sending it in the Slack that, we have red flag about something, but somebody read it, and necessary people just didn't notice it. Okay, Kolya, please go.
I just wanted to add that all this information must be put into the risk management plan, the part of the project plan. If it's not there, nobody will follow the rules, nobody will follow the process, because you don't know what to do. If the information is documented, is formalized, you can use it very well. And you can update it, you can adjust it, you can align it with your needs. So use the documentation, please. Please.
Yeah, it's like another side of the coin. Yeah, to have everything documented, but it's another problem to follow it. Yeah. So here we have just small example of all stages. And example, it's a construction of a new office building. And what risks can be identified here? It's, for instance, recognized potential risks, including supply chain delays, safety hazards, and budget overruns to promptly address them. And we here is applying some techniques. So here is we're like implementing mitigation measures by providing safety training and diversifying suppliers to reduce risks and enhance project resilience. Another stage, it's monitoring that we covered previously. It's conducting some regular risk reviews and ensure consistent communication with stakeholders. And which outcomes we have here, it's achieved reduced incidents, adherence to budget constraints, and minimal delays by effectively managing risks through the project lifecycle. Just a small example. So it's just conclusions. By the way, you can get this presentation like advertising, yeah. You can get this presentation by subscribing to my Instagram. So yeah. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, now it's your chance to ask us something before we move to the next stage. 5, 4, 3, no, yeah.
We have
Lucky
two
guy.
friends.
Come on. Dmitro?
I can go first. Thank you guys for the perfect presentation and clear explanation. Yeah, I'd like to ask your experience or knowledge sharing about the handling risk in agile projects. What do you think? What are techniques and what are the methods from your perspective or from your experience? Thank you.
Who would like to be the first one?
Actually, if in short, all these approaches, all these methods work pretty good for agile, waterfall, and whatever methodology. Everything works, just if you try, just if you use it. I can say that something works better for every project, for any project. I think it depends upon the team, upon the stakeholders, upon the experience, and so on. Sometimes you need more attention to analyzing, interviewing, brainstorming. Sometimes you have to pay more attention for reporting and adjusting your risk management plan. Sometimes you need an experienced guy who provide you with mitigation or avoiding strategies. It depends upon everything. So there is no best strategy for any project. You should find the way how to manage it. It's my opinion. Thank you.
I fully agree. I think, and again, we're here, well, to share our experience, but also to help all of the participants form your PM mindset, right? Your project management mindset. And when it comes to risks, for me, the PM mindset is to keep your eyes wide open, right? Because risks can happen any second, big or small, but sometimes even a small thing can really ruin your launch presentation, for example, or an important meeting which was crucial for your project, right? So keep asking yourself the question, what can go wrong? What can go wrong today? What can go wrong in the next 15 minutes? I don't know, maybe the key stakeholder will not show up, or if you're doing a presentation, there might be a power cut, or the key speaker will come with the power plug from his laptop or her laptop, which doesn't fit in the socket in this country. As simple as that, right? But it will cause a delay. It will cause lots of stress. It may cause, complete chaos for like 5 minutes. And keep thinking of any risks. Know that shit happens. Shit happens all the time. Sorry for the language. We can say issues happen or problems happen. But for you to remember, I would say once again, shit happens. And shit happens any second, all the time. Keep your eyes open and keep talking to people, because it can be happening behind your back. It can be happening somewhere where you don't see, in the team, in another team, or anywhere, in the other company, within the vendors, anywhere. So keep talking to people, keep your ears, keep your eyes wide open. Keep looking for signals when somebody is not answering longer, than they used to, or when somebody you feel. Usually with experience, you have your intuition, you have your gut feeling, right? And if you wake up in the morning and your intuition is telling you, I need to call this person, do it. Because with the years, after 10, 15 more years, you really have this gut feeling. Gut, not God, G-U-T, gut, intuition. So when you have this intuition feeling, follow it and check it. Most likely something can be wrong there, right? And keep asking people, because sometimes they can tell you something which happened, in a project 5 years ago, but still this risk exists. So yeah, be like on a wild hunt, right? Listen, watch, observe, think. Exactly, gut feeling. Thank you. Because people might be thinking about God, which also possible, but it's now more about GUT, right? Your own gut feeling, like your own intuition. Yeah.
I would like to transfer all my risks to God, but
It doesn't work.
It comes back to you, unfortunately, to manage it.
Yeah.
You come to this world to rework. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? By the way, did we answer your question, or do you want to clarify something, specify? Maybe you have a case. No.
Yeah, guys. No. Yeah. Well, thank you for answer. It's okay. I agree that us as a project managers, as a enablers for success, for the team success, for the project success, it is our responsibility to look and feel, to sense the issues. Yeah, but from my perspective, this is okay when dealing with a let's say not the big team, but when we are approaching to the scale, when we are dealing at the scale. I'm wondering what might be the techniques when dealing with the scale, with the multiple projects, with the portfolio and 20 plus key stakeholders. So this is what I'm looking for.
The approach is the same, but I think. Oh yeah. I think it's better to ask experts for advice first. If you have some kind of area that you are not expertise at, you should ask for advice. Okay, Sergey, please.
Yeah, in one company we had such situation, 9 projects. I was managing 3 of them, and we had something like safe but not safe, yeah. And we used just to rate, yeah. And we could have the categories of risks, and then we, using those categories, just had this rate method, one Excel sheet for 9 projects, and a lot of communication and a lot of stakeholders just updating this. We had some Scrum of Scrums with the rest of project managers 2 times per week, and to manage dependencies, risks between those 9 projects. Yeah, and it was working for us.
Okay, thank you for a question. Anna and the EA. I think Anna was first. Please come.
Cool. Thank you so much. So I was wondering, I bet you have some statistics, and could you please share like which technique you've used like more often than others? Like, of course, every single project is unique, but still maybe you can share. It's really interesting for me. Thank you.
Who will be the first?
There are a lot of techniques in risks identifying, in mitigating, in communicating. Which one do you mean, Anna?
The one you label as a reaction plan for risk when it
Mitigation, transfer, yeah. You're talking about this one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Avoiding, like what technique you
I need to.
I can provide my example. So when we first start working with risks, we start with avoiding and transfer strategies, and if they are available for our risk list, we apply these strategies. If there is no way to avoid or transfer, we try mitigation. If there is no way to mitigate, we accept.
So it's cascade, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Thank you so much. That's really important to hear.
There is no using every time acceptance or mitigation. It's like a sequence, and avoidance. It's like a minimal thing that requires minimal maybe effort, and so on. So based on your strategy, and you need to understand the cost of each type of approach. How much will be cost to your project or business, avoidance or transfer or mitigation or acceptance in money, or and other resources.
Okay, let's Anna, did you answer?
I heard the answer to another question, but the statistic I maybe you just don't know, or that's not matter, because avoidance and transfer for are the best cases.
The most cases, probably. I think.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the project, right? Because not in every project you can transfer. I mean, in IT projects, you can, right? You can have a vendor doing it. But sometimes your organization in non-IT sectors, right? Sometimes your organization is the one implementing, right? And you cannot hire anyone else. You cannot subcontract. You cannot buy insurance for the types of services you're doing. So then there is nowhere to transfer. And then you either avoid or mitigate, right? But I think, to come back to your question about percentages, right, or proportions, of course, ideally, you want to eliminate, you want to avoid, you want to eliminate all risks. It's just, it doesn't happen in real life, because it depends how you look, right? If these are the risks of the team, well, most likely you can avoid. You can instill procedures. You can really work on the capacity of your team. You can really work with the people to eliminate 90-something% of the risks, right? But if you're talking about country risks, war risks, foreign currency exchange, COVID pandemic, or limitations on banking transfers, there is nothing you can do, right? You can only mitigate. You can only structure the payments in a different way. You can try to work online in the case of COVID. You can react to the situation as it evolves when it comes to war risks, and you're taking all the safety measures. So it really depends on the situation. And sometimes it depends on your stakeholders. Sometimes, what you think is a risk, the stakeholder doesn't care, and vice versa. Sometimes what you think is a normal project process, small deviation from a project plan, for your stakeholder, it can be a crucial risk, which you should have alarmed them. So it really, really depends on the project. There is no firm statistics which can work, right?
Unfortunately, we cannot share numbers. Okay, we have a question from EA. And
The games.
Sorry, guys, I tried to change my name. My name is Katerina. I will do it next time. First of all, I would like to thank you, Sergey, for this great presentation, and Mykola for your great Telegram channel. And guys, I have one question. Can you give, please, an example when you work, maybe in your work, when you have a lot of risk mitigation actions, and after this you have a high or unexpected huge result for the team, and if you have some strategy in this case, please share this with us. It will be great. Thank you.
As far as I understand, the question is when we had a lot of how to say risks, and some huge results.
For example, if you use some strategy like in your daily work, and after this you receive a very big results, and it was like impact for the team, for the client, and so on. And I can use 1 minute and share like my opinion on these results after this, because I had this one great case in
maybe you can share your case, to be more.
Yes,
yeah.
But I would like to also to have your opinion in this case. So in my practice, I have one example. I mitigated a lot of risks of exit in the team. I stabilize the team, and after this we increase the team from 5 to 30. Like it was a very great practice for me. And but it was like in human resources, it was in the past, but maybe you can share like your strategy in your roles. It will be great for me.
But it's interesting to hear. You said that you had only 5 people, but then it increased the number to 30, and it was a possibility from the client's needs. I mean that this is like a positive risk that just you are lucky, and because if the client doesn't have such needs and he just firing, or people just has a burnout and so on, because you have how to say it's actually about this fishbone. You have effect, and there is some causes. And what was your causes? Because it can be several causes that brings you to such number, such a huge number of increase.
Okay, in mass media, I understand that client have a new project, and I understand that we have a great developers in other company, and like I decided it was cut in this team, so I decided to prolong their lives in our company, and I propose the client, can you maybe add some vacancies, some new positions in our team, and we can cover this project. And the client say yes, and it was successful project. And after this, it was long-lasting project during 3 years, and like it was great to work with this big team. But maybe you can share your opinion also, like with the client or with the team.
Yeah, Daria, would you like to say something?
Yeah, well, I think, Katerina, it needs to be viewed like risks. They need to be viewed as part of the project, right? So what you've been explaining to me sounds more like the overall project management, right? Because you have negotiated with your customer, you have identified the need for the customer for a bigger project, right? So of course the risk was that, you know, those 5 positions would have been cut, but instead it was part of something bigger, right? You have negotiated pretty much a new project for the next 3 years. You have negotiated new scope, right? New, project charter, so new tasks, new KPIs, and you have, negotiated the work for 25 more people, right? 5 you had and 25 more, and you ended up with 30. So I would say that what you're describing is more like an overall project management, where definitely risk management has its place, right? But for sure, you are managing not just the risk of the staff leaving the project, but all the other risks as well, right? The financial parts of the project, quality risks, execution risks, you know, timing, budget, vendors, all of that. So, and I guess coming back to your question, what we're doing all the time, like we are project managing. So we are keeping our customer happy, we're keeping the KPIs on track, timing, budget. And while we are doing that, we are keeping an eye on all the risks with regards to personnel, but also with regards to technologies and quality and the final product and regulations and, you know, macroeconomic risks and. I'm not sure if I answered your question, so maybe you can guide us more precisely.
I'm so sorry for this, but I wanted to have one case, for example, when you had some huge risk in the team, in the project, and so on, and you do, instead of minus, do something from your side, you have some plan, strategy, and you have it in plus. From your perspective, so you have a great job, and after this you mark it done from your side, and you increase something for the client, like profit, or you change the project, or you change technology, or something. Like, what was your managerial experience in this critical risk mitigation situation?
I had such case, for instance, when I had some not a good relationship with product owner on some project, yeah, and I had a risk that and client had the same feelings, yeah, and I had the risk that we will lose this product owner, and I need to spend some time to find replacement and so on. But then I was starting digging into the root cause, why this product owner acts like this, without details, yeah. And then I found out that it's because of unrealized expectations from this product owner to this position in this project, yeah. And then when I realized this, I negotiated with the client to integrate this product owner into onshore team of product managers on the client side to satisfy the growing ambitions of this product owner. And the client said to me that, okay, you will have 2 sprints. We will see how this product owner will act. And if it won't be successful, we just we will just move this person from this project. Yeah. And to me, it wasn't how to say, happy pass, yeah, in this project, because it was just the only beginning of this project in our company, and that's why I had to do everything to succeed. And after 2 weeks, it's this person really showed great results and contributed a lot into the product solutions. Because before this, it was like a proxy product owner, just accepting the client's requirements and just transferring it to the team. And that's why this person wasn't satisfied with this position. And when we changed such things, yeah, the client benefited from this decision, because he gained one more expert in the product team, and we gained the trust, and so that we were not only technical experts and providing technical solutions, but in business solutions as well, and we increased the team after this as well. So we worked several years with this with this client, and it was like a successful story. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for your answers, and Sergey, Daria, for your answers. We have spent already 1 hour of our meeting time, and I want Daria to tell us about the risk management from her perspective and to share her experience with us. Please.
Sure, of course, and thank you for the opportunity. Look, as I was saying, right, for me, risk management is about, keeping your eyes open, really thinking what can go wrong. And of course, it really depends on the project, right? Sometimes when you are developing a product, you have a team, you have a product, and you have a customer. Cool. It's difficult, it's hard, many things can go wrong, but at least you have the goal, right? But sometimes as the project manager, you will operate in a completely fast-changing environment. Politics, governments, reform projects, anything non-technical, like social impact initiatives where budgets are changing, priorities are changing, right? Target audiences can be changing. And there, risk management becomes critically important. So for me, I think the biggest skill when it comes to project management is really this skill of predicting. So of course, many risks you can tell from the very beginning, like, well, macroeconomic risks in the country. Right. You can have tons of reports about this. You can find IMF forecasts, so World Bank forecasts about the exchange rates, about GDP, unemployment. Cool. That side you have sort of covered. But still, you can have so many risks like appearing out of nowhere, key stakeholder may be changing, or the priorities of the key stakeholder might have changed. It's still the same person, especially if you're working with the government. Like, it can be still the same stakeholder, however, something changed, right, in their situation, in their understanding, in their priorities, legislative changes, which can come out of nowhere, right, sudden, or changes in the team, right, the team which was super performing and you've done everything you could, but suddenly, you have a COVID pandemic and they have to switch to online mode. Now it's fully acceptable, but you can all refer back to, the first days of the pandemic when you urgently had to reorganize all the processes, right? So I would say, keep your eyes open, always talk to multiple people, always talk to many people as you can, brainstorming, but also interviews. Exactly, Oksana, risk associated with the client's team. Absolutely. And we can expand this list to vendors and other teams, which can come with some sudden requests. Also, you can be facing scope creep when the key stakeholder puts more requirements on you, right, and is trying to instill more work into this project. So exactly, I mean, our job as project managers in reality, I don't know if Sergey, Mykola, you agree, but I'd say that our job is firefighting, right? It's just in my world, in my head, I always had 3 types of fires, right? Lightly burning, and exploding. And then in addition to everything else you're doing during your day, you're planning, you're budgeting, you're meeting with the team, you're developing the team, you're checking on the tasks, you're talking with stakeholders, sure, but always keep some reserve of your time for those 3 types of fires, right? Lightly burning, it means you can come back to it a bit later. Burning, it means you need to jump on it. And exploding, you need to jump on it now and make sure it gets resolved by the time it fully explodes. So, and to be able to even to justify and to understand what is lightly burning, what is burning, and what is exploding, you need to know your stakeholders, right? You need to know your context, your company, the client's company, what's important for them, what are the red lines, what's crucially important, reputational things or quality issues, of course, legislation, many parameters, right?
Money is important.
Money definitely. We have a hand from Vyacheslav, proszę.
I'm sorry, Daria, and maybe the other participants, we see also have this mind, but there is no It's impossible to have work without fire.
Correct.
Impossible.
If fire
Possible.
finishes, project managers will lose their job, right?
Yeah.
If the day the problems finish, there will be no job for project managers anymore. But this day will never come, because even AI is cool, but even AI cannot understand those political things, internal politics, right? Decisions, judgments, those, yeah.
And
So-
you never get rid of spontaneous behavior.
That's true.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, you always should be open. Your eyes should be open always. Yes.
Yeah, today I had a discussion with my friend. He's a tech lead in another company, and he said very interesting things that if we would use only hard skills at work, so yeah, we will be replaced by AI because everything can be automated in this case. But soft skills, it's the thing that won't be replaced by AI, and this is really the managerial superpower.
Until AGI era comes.
Still no. If you have a project with the government, or if you have a project which is non-technical, where everything depends on people, yeah, I don't think AI can help. It can help partially.
I believe that when AGI comes, we wouldn't need our current governments anymore.
You-
We will use these tools to
You wouldn't
manage
need
everything.
Real people, yeah.
Well,
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
AI will be working with another AIs, yeah.
And look, a few things you can do, right, to improve risk management, in addition to everything which Sergey was presenting in this, I once again say, wonderful presentation. So people, if you're preparing for exams and or if you're working, and of course you are, in project management, just learn those slides. Like, look, this is great. It really helps you structure your thoughts. It gives you the best practice, like that, yes, you need to record your risks, and you need to have documentation, and you need to have all those techniques which Sergey was mentioning. So please sign up for Sergey's profile, download, and learn it. But in addition to all the project management skills, I think what's important is to work on your decision-making capabilities, which is a set of factors, right? It's your knowledge, your economic knowledge, your technical knowledge, your project management knowledge, your soft skills, your understanding of people, right? Your ability to hear and to understand things which are not said, right? And to observe things which are not said, which are not that obvious. Plus, it's your cognitive ability to manage stress. So like in all those books, right? Get in the best physical shape you can. Work on your resilience, work on your stamina, work on your endurance, right? How many hours you can stay alert. Eliminate things which hamper, which stop your alertness. Can be foods, can be, I don't know, too little coffee, too much coffee, good supplements, bad supplements. Think what works. Measure your cortisol, measure your blood glucose. Think how during the day your endurance changes, because if we are firefighters, and we have to stay fully alert from the moment we start working till the moment we finish. And sometimes it can be 24 hours, right? Throughout the year, throughout as many years as we're working. So if you're noticing that you have your energy waves, right, up and down, work on it, make it stable. If you're noticing that your ability to make decisions goes down towards the evening, well, that could be psychological factors because you're getting tired, but also it could be physiological factors, right? Your oxygen, your body temperature, your blood pressure, your glucose, your cortisol, and I can go on and on and on. So work on it, right? Make it even, because the job is all about making decisions and managing the risks and staying active as long as we can, right? As many years as we can. Because really, if your energy is down, your decisions can be bad, right? They can be bad for the team, they can be bad for the project, not because you mean it, but just because we are humans, right? It's biology, it's how the brain works. And maybe, if you had taken this decision the next day, maybe the decision would have been better. So know your limits, know when it's time to stop and to say, okay, now I will be dealing only with the most exploding things, and everything else I will make decisions tomorrow, just because I'm a human and just because that's what it is. Tomorrow you'll get a better version of what I can do. So yeah, exactly. Know your limits and know your strengths. Know the time of the day when you're the most efficient, and justify it. Have the numbers. Have a dashboard. Why you're most efficient? Is it your glucose? Is it your energy? Is it your calorie intake? Your calorie burn? Your oxygen? Your workout? Whatever else you're doing.
It's a biohacking, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to mention that actually the most influent person on the risks list in the project is a project manager. Almost everything depends upon this person, upon you. And if you don't care about yourself, you put in your team, your project, your company at very big risk. So take care of yourself, control yourself, and this would help mitigate almost mitigate or minimize or eliminate these risks. I want to remind that we still have a quiz, and I want you to participate in it. And it may take about 10 to 15 minutes to answer. I believe we can make it in 10 minutes. So
Daria, I would like to say to Daria, really thank you. I just received some insights about some personal situations, and really thank you very much, Daria. Yeah,
of course. And it took me 10 or 15 years to understand it, to learn the connection, right, between, project management and all the intellectual work and the health. And yeah, it's not about kilograms or shape. It's all about endurance, really, and energy levels. So yeah, super happy to talk about it maybe next time.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we do quiz? And after that, we get back to questions?
I think, yes. I just wanted to, okay. I will share my screen with the quiz. And those who participate in previous already know how to, start. And, just how to copy. I will share the link, and you can also scan. Wait a second, where is my chat? Not GPT. I want to share the link, but yeah. Here it is. Join. Okay, waiting for participants.
Will we have a music time?
Come on, guys, join.
And Kolya, will we have a music this time?
I believe, yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow. Let me know when you are finished. Mm-hmm.
15.
15. 16. No? 15 people. That's all? Everybody joined? We can start?
Waiting for the host.
No, waiting for me. I have bad internet.
Okay, let's wait for a minute to join the quiz. 16, 7. Oh, yeah, we have.
Vyacheslav joined.
Okay, let's start. wait for a minute. Okay. I'm not going to bed.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations to
Well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, I want to tell you that please don't be sad, don't be disappointed, because I tried to make this quiz tricky. I adjusted answers and questions in that way to confuse you, to to make it difficult to answer correctly. But anyway, you did your best. Okay.
Yeah. I trapped into some your tricky questions, so I got 80% on it.
Yeah. Okay. And I also want to share one interesting table with you. Somebody already saw it, and yeah, that's it. Okay, this I will make it. Oh no, something. No, I want to. Yeah. Okay. This is a risk board, and it consists with number, category, description, marker or trigger that risk happens, possible consequences, reaction in case of risk happens, preventive action, and responsible. And for example, if please let me know which category is most interesting for you. Please tell it.
Any volunteer? I see number 2 in the chat.
Number 2 is, yeah, okay. Requirements, description. Client insists on working without technical documentation. Marker, request from the client to work without documentation. Possible consequences, more than 3 iteration of feedback during implementation, delay with the production schedule, wrong implementation, time and cost lost, and so on. Reaction in case. Share a risk with a client, describe possible consequences, and increase the percentage of risk. Yeah. Preventive action. No preventive action. We can only react. Responsible. Client responsible. Sales manager responsible. Project manager involved. And I don't know, randomly requirements isn't fit to the purpose of the project. Client's requirements. Project goal can't be achieved with the current requirement. Possible consequences. Delay in the production's schedule, wrong implementation, dissatisfaction, time and cost lost. Reaction. Inform the client about the issue. On the client side, review requirements or reject requirements. Preventive action. Detailed review of requirements before the start of the implementation phase. Client and project manager. And there are about 116 possible risks for 11 categories, and I wanted to show you the example of risks board. So you can start from creating such board for your typical projects, for your typical risks, your typical marker, consequences, and preventive actions. And now I want to ask you, what would be useful to improve this table, to make it more informative? Which columns we should add to make it more aligned to the project? Who wants?
Maybe some additional information about the project or something like this. Like,
Um,
is it I don't know, outsource project or other kind of
Probability, Anna. Yeah, I think probability and impact columns are crucial for risk management. Without them, you don't know if it's a fire or explosion. Do you need to run or wait? So we need those two columns. And what else? Who remembers?
And we can have a score based on this impact and
Yeah.
probability.
Yeah. We can evaluate the final score of the impact. And no ideas. Let me show these columns again. Description, marker, possible consequences, reaction in case risk happens, preventive action, and responsible. What is missed? What would you add here?
Period of time when you need to mitigate this risk. For example, if it happens, something like this.
Yeah, and actually, reaction in case of risk happens, and here you can find some ways. I want to find a way when there are some solutions. Project management, possible marker reaction. Oh yeah, here you can make a request or change the task tracking system. So you can find several mitigation approaches. You can find several ways how to solve this risk. Replace the project manager. Yeah, it's my best love. If something wrong with the project management, yeah, replace the project manager. Sometimes it works. Yeah, okay. I think we should add the.
I would add a deadline, for instance, reporter, assignee.
Here we have responsible, so reporter, assignee, yeah, we have this column. But yeah, deadline and
reporter. It's the person who was reporter and maybe can be like a contact person to discuss this risk and so on.
Yeah. Okay. I think we can add some a column with comments or notes or some additional information because, for example, the date where this board was updated.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So if we adjusted this table a year ago, we have to review it before accepting. Actually, it's quite full, but without risk probability, risk impact, and the final score, it cannot be used properly. So you can have all the possible decisions, markers, actions, but you will pay too much time on reviewing if you don't know the priorities.
I just with your table, I just received flashback. I feel like I'm at work right now, and we're just discussing some project management stuff.
Okay. Whoever wants to receive this table, please subscribe Sergey Poznakos. He has a link.
And Daria and Mikola, Koля, yeah. And we can share our links.
And I was thinking, Mikola, when you were showing the table, I was thinking of this favorite question. So guys, you're working according to Agile. You don't have any documentation, right? Right. Look at our risk table. And this is just the risk table. Of course we do. Of course we have documentation. But yeah, it reminds me this myth, right? That if you work Agile, then you don't spend time on tables. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I think it's like manipulation when somebody uses, oh, we would like to work as Agile and so on. Yeah.
Okay. Dear friends, I hope you enjoyed our meeting. I hope you learned something new and useful. And I want to ask you to share your experience in your LinkedIn profiles or somewhere on the social media. Tag us there so we know you really liked this meeting. And of course, subscribe to get to the next. Thank you. Our time together is over. See you next time on PM Coffee Time 16.
In 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Daria. Thank you, Koля. Great.
Thank you, Sergey. Thank you, Mikola. Thank you so much. Thank you to the audience. Thank you for your fantastic questions. We've enjoyed. We hope you enjoyed, but we've definitely enjoyed the time with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye.